Hey guys, Brian and PS4 Trophies, and make sure you guys subscribe because this video is going to literally save your life. Now, Fallout 4 has multiple factions, 4 factions actually, and it has 14 trophies that you can completely miss at depending on your choices and what you do. So I want to try to show you guys how to avoid having to do 4 separate playthroughs of this game in order to get all the faction related trophies. Now let's first start off with the main story quests. During the main story, you're going to pick up a lot of these trophies that you see here, and you introduce yourself to the different 4 factions, and don't progress too far into each of those factions. But once you get to the molecular level, make sure you use the Railroad faction for help. That's going to be required for the Undercover quest later. Create a new save at that point after you finish that quest, just in case, because after that you're going to have to do the institutionalized quest. Now during that quest you're going to have to speak to a guy named Father and agree to join the Institute. And then after that you're going to be able to freely do all of the different faction missions. The faction missions are from the Institute, the Railroad, Brotherhood of Steel, and the Minutemen. Now how I approach this is I did all of the trophies in the Institute line, then the Brotherhood and Railroad, and then the Minutemen. Now the Minutemen trophies, let's just kind of talk about that real quick. The first 3 you can get at any time. You can mix and match and get those while working with one of the 3 other factions. Don't worry about the nuclear option. In fact, don't even go really past old guns. You don't have to. I think you're okay if you did the next 2, but defending the castle is going to make you an enemy of other factions. So what I'm going to do is, again, start with the Institute and then do the other factions using clever use of saves. Creating saves and then reloading saves and going back. So I know this screen probably is making your head want to explode. So let me just kind of spell this out for you in how I approach this. Now the quests that you see in blue are the ones that I tackled prior to starting all my journey down to the Institute. None of these quests in blue are going to lock you out and make you an enemy of any of the other factions. Now in the Brotherhood, I think you can do up to blind betrayal. I can't confirm that. I just did the first 4. In the Railroad, I did the first 2, and then Undercover. Make sure you start that quest. It's kind of an odd quest because it takes place, early and then late. There's a whole bunch of stuff you have to do in the middle for the Institute in order to progress the Undercover quest. And when you get that quest, just do that quest up until the quest objective says continue working for Father. Now at this point I went down the Institute line, starting from the top all the way down to the bottom. Now when you get the mass fusion, you're going to have an option to go to the relay and or go to the warn the Brotherhood, but because I'm doing the Institute trophies here first, I started it. And then you're going to get a pop-up when you get to the relay that says, are you sure? You're going to lose, become an enemy of the Brotherhood if you continue. You want to select do nothing. At that point, you want to make a manual save. Hit the options button, create a new save slot, and mark down the time just so you know which one you're reloading. And then when I'm done getting all the Institute trophies, I can go back and reload and then do just the Brotherhood quests to get those trophies. But because I'm started with the Institute, I did mass fusion, created my save, and then pinned and then powering up. After powering up is a second save that you want to make, and this is for the Railroad. So after I'm done with the Institute trophies, I can reload this save to do the Railroad faction. And then I continue down end of the line, airship down, and then nuclear family. And that's, I guess, technically the end of the game. After I've got that trophy, I reloaded my save. You can do either the Brotherhood or Railroad save. It's up to you. So if you want to do Brotherhood, reload the save you made at Mass Fusion. Skip Mass Fusion, go over to the Brotherhood and do all of those quests. Whatever quests you have left. After you get those quests done and you got the nuclear option trophy, go back and load up the other save. So either the Brotherhood or Railroad, which other one you didn't do the first time. If you do the Railroad, you now can finish Underground, Undercover, and then finish those quests. You don't have to do the nuclear option more than once, so if you do it just the one time, you don't have to do it in the other factions. So again, just to kind of summarize, the quests I had in blue are the ones that I had done without losing any faction with anybody else. I wasn't an enemy of anyone. And then started Underground, Undercover until I got to the point where it says continue working for Father. And then I did the Mass Fusion all the way down the Institute line, reloaded my save I made at Mass Fusion, did the Brotherhood, then reloaded my save after powering up and did the Railroad. Again, the Minutemen, you can kind of do it at any time, just as long as you don't go past old guns, you'll be safe, you'll be fine. So that is how you can get all of the faction trophies in a single playthrough without having to play through the game 4 separate times. And I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, and of course, if you haven't already, subscribe.